Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Wrestling Underground podcast. I'm your host, Chad Porto. Joining me, as always, is the glorious one himself, the tattoo-free, since 93, Marcus Green.
Good evening. Yep, that's just how it's gonna be, tattoo-free.
Were you born in 93? Did that work out right?
One, but close.
God, tattoo-free since 91 doesn't have the same verbiage.
Yeah.
Damn it. So we're going to need you to lie about your age and say you were born in 93 then. So, in the immortal words of Charlie Skinner, oh, what the fuck? So, somebody didn't tell Cody Rhodes that getting a giant-ass tattoo on his neck was, stupid. It's so bad. So there's a lot of people who like to kind of toe the line and be like, well, you know, his choices. No, we're going to come down and be decidedly anti-neck and face tattoo. It didn't help Mike Tyson. It ain't going to help Cody Rhodes. Like, think about it. Mike Tyson was in a suicidal depression when he decided to get his face tattoo. People don't get face and neck tattoos for funsies, especially ones that are terrible and awful. Like, if it was on his neck, like the front of his neck, like Taker's, like, all right. But it's not even that it's just a big, gaudy, unbelievably dumb-looking tattoo. It's that he has it on the side of his neck, and it reaches to his lower jaw. It's so out of proportion. Like, it looks like he just, like, slapped it on randomly. Go, yeah, that'll work. Do it there. Surprised it's not somewhat upside down, considering the haphazardly placing of the fucking tattoo. He looks like a dork, and his wife fucking hates it. Oh my god! And she flat out said in the press conference, like right after the event, she's like, "Yeah, I fucking hated it, but I'm not gonna be the kind of woman who tells my my husband what to do. But now I get a big unilateral, you don't get a say in whatever I get to do decision here. So she's gonna cash in." I can't imagine what she's going to be cashing it in on. Hopefully me. But you look at that tattoo, Marcus, and it ruins so much of his image. It really does. It's just so terrible looking. And it makes his judgment seem so much worse. But then again, he still wants to have Excalibur on commentary. So his judgment's pretty shit to begin with. This is the shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a real big fan of tattoos. I appreciate really good ones and really good spots. Like I'm not the biggest fan of the guy at all. But you know, one of the wrestlers that, because we see this all the time now when guys, we get to know them for a long time uninked, and then they go away for a little while and come back all inked up, and it kind of looks awkward. Takes some getting used to. Sometimes it's just horrible. But I think the last time like somebody did that and I actually appreciated it was Orton.
With the skulls.
Yeah, with the skulls and everything, and he like whoever did it did a fantastic job, and it only helped as he was going into that whole sadistic gimmick. But
you mean his lifestyle?
Yeah, basically turned up to reality. Yeah, big fan of Dave Bautista, but he's there. I still have to remind myself that Brock has a big ass sword on his chest.
That wasn't great. Scott Steiner's aren't great. CM Punk's chest one's terrible.
Yeah. Like another guy who we're not the biggest fans of, but TJ's doesn't look that good either.
Yeah, Perkins though are at least kind of like small, and like they're not on his face or his neck or even really like a lot of his chest. Like a lot of Perkins are on his arms, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So like that's okay, and like AJ Lee's is fine because like it's tiny, and it's on the back of her neck.
Yeah.
Or is that?
Yeah, I think maybe TJ one of those instances where like he was just one of the uninked, and then I kind of got to get used to him inked.
Yeah.
Not it's bad. It's just I kind of got to get used to it. Somebody else that I did like that they did some great work was Mysterio's.
I liked his original stuff. I
Yeah,
was not a fan of the eagles on his chest. I know it's his mask, but like this mask symbol, but still, not really.
yeah. I
Vibe.
think I really appreciated that. That I think he got a rosary tattoo.
Yeah, he got that. I did remember that. That one I'm not going to comment on because it's like, all right, you're Catholic, I'm Catholic. All right, we'll just roll with that.
Yeah,
Like
but
I know not to step in certain mud holes.
yeah. But I think with Cody, it was kind of like a two it was combo last night watching Revolution, which I thought was an overall good show. Um, but like it was a two because he came out. He was the second person that had like somebody perform his theme, and he actually brought out Downstate. However, I didn't like it, and I love his theme music, but for some reason it was disappointing hearing it live like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was really cool to see Stephen Amell mark out for him. Um, but yeah, just something didn't click with that, and then you get to the ring, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Oh my God, did he get an American nightmare tattoo in the hickey spot? Okay, yeah, that's different.
Oh
All
God,
right,
I wonder if he put it there because Brandy likes to nibble on that area,
I make it. Wow, that would make him a real a hole.
right? Like
Most dudes get lip.
that's a big dick move right there, my friend, and not in the good way. So unilaterally, this was a dumb decision, and like the only people defending it are either people trying to get hired by AEW or people within AEW, and not even everyone in AEW, because Tony Khan was like, "Yeah, I wasn't going to tell him what to do, but he's not going to get a lot of TV roles from this." I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what he said, and he's not.
Hilarious.
And here's the thing: like The Rock has had his covered up numerous times in movies and films, but The Rock's are very specifically one color. Marcus, what color is The Rock's tattoos?
Pretty sure they're black.
Yep. Black's very easy to cover up. You know what's not? Red, white, and blue. Specifically blue and white.
And also,
Specifically
also, 'cause-
red when you're white, because when you try to cover red when you're white, that you're trying to match skin tones, it bleeds through. Oh yeah, super
yeah,
fucking smart.
yeah, yeah, it's just it's kind of it's very much awkward looking. And with The Rock, because he's Samoan, when they get tattoos, it's very specific in terms of what it is and why they get it.
Mm-hmm.
And with The Rock, he did this really cool thing because obviously he was gonna have his Samoan heritage and tribal tattoos and stuff. He's another person who has some good ink, but he evolved the Brahma bull that he had all those years, which to my recollection was the only one that he had for years.
Mm-hmm.
And he evolved that into like a real like an adult grown um type of bull to kind of show the journey of where he's overall thing. But yeah, I mean, also got to imagine that's a pain in the ass to get those covered because you're already probably sitting in the makeup chair for God knows however long. Then you got to get them covered, which I would imagine takes at least a couple hours,
Mm-hmm.
depending on who's doing it. So yeah, I don't. It's funny because he's not going to get a lot of TV deals. The only TV deal he needs to get is the one the show he's kind of running. So at this point, I mean, and they can really cover that up with some like a minor skin graft or something. I don't know.
I mean, to get rid of it, he would need to go and get it reduced in terms of the color brightness. They take a laser to
Yeah.
it, but in a lot of instances, that'll only take it down so much, in which case they would do a skin graft at that point. But even then, depending on how thick the ink still is in the skin, it might still bleed through. So, I hope it was worth it, you dumbass. Could have put it anywhere else on your body. Could have put it on the back of your neck. Could have put it on your fucking arm like Goldberg. Could have put it on the underarm like Goldberg's other tattoo. Or, you could have had
Or
it nowhere like Triple H.
Or just pass your brother a few extra bucks to just make that like a big match tattoo for every match. I mean,
Right? Like, damn, man. Like,
just saying.
you didn't need to tattoo it. You could have just painted it on, you fucking dip.
Thankfully, Chad, we're not talking about this. Bring a tattoo on a woman. Woo!
Whoo, 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 whoo. Yeah, that'll go over well. But here, big, big on the. I'm still do it anyway. Like if Brandy Rose comes out with like the fucking tattoo on her face, like down like the center, like her eyes and nose, I'm gonna come just as hard on her as I did on Cody. That didn't sound right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stop you, but you ran away from it.
I know what I was walking myself into. I just accepted that I was gonna bang off the door and be like, "Yeah, that happened." I didn't realize it was still closed. I'm owning that. But yeah, you know, I will wreck a fool regardless of gender if they get terrible tattoos. Like, dude, could you imagine if Tanahashi got a face tattoo? His career would be over. Granted, Japan has much more stringent views on ink, as most people in Japan who get tattoos are part of the Yakuza. So whenever someone sees a tattoo, be it correct or incorrect, they just think Yakuza. So they have a completely different ideology about tattoos.
If he ever gets like a tattoos and messes up the Adonis bod or shaves his head, he probably gonna get mauled. Like just not even.
So he accidentally has a little red ink on his hand from signing autographs, and they just come for him. It's ink, it washes off. I swear to God, the only people I ever get face and neck tattoos like this, there's 3 categories. There's the alt lifestyle Undertaker Corey Grave types, but they get it young and they start everywhere. Because like Taker was covered in tattoos by the time he was 30. So like the neck ones really weren't that surprising. Same with Corey Graves. Then you have the mentally unstable. And then you have the big crackheads. I don't have a 4th category for Cody to go into. So either he's a late blooming alt lifestyle guy like Taker and Corey Graves, in which case, where's his big motorcycle? He needs to be spouting some anti-government rhetoric and, you know, getting ready for that bomb fallout shelter. And his favorite band better be Henry Rollins and the spoken word tour that he does so often. Or he's got some issues mentally he needs to be checking out on because that's a big dumb tattoo. Or he got the big crackhead addict. And if that's the case, then he needs therapy and psychological help. So yeah, either way, he needs a lot of help because this is just big dumb stupid.
It is. Judge Matthews would say, that's a dope fiend move, sir.
Not wrong.
Oh, wow. Wow, I'm looking at that again. Oh, man,
it's
that's just
so
big
bad.
and gaudy. And yeah, okay.
So, like, let's just pretend for a minute that neck tattoos and face tattoos aren't just the worst thing in the world. And that sloping chest tattoo. Why? Ugh. 3 worst kinds of tattoos. I'd rather you get tribal ink as a white dude or as like a Chinese dude than get a fucking slope neck tattoo, but chest tattoo. But,
what the hell is this? Did he get ink too? Hold up.
Who?
This probably be new to you because I know you don't watch this show.
What? Oh, Gallagher? Yes, he did. And he looks big, dumb, stupid, too.
The fuck?
I feel like Cody and Gallagher had a stupid tattoo contest, and they both lost.
What is that? Tic-tac-toe on his chest? What the hell is that?
I think it's like a Roman numeral thing, I think. I don't know. He looks bad. It's bad. Gallagher's is just as bad. As for Cody, I think the biggest issue I have with it is the color and the placement. Like the color is just so vibrant and it just draws all your focus, and that's the last thing you want to do with a tattoo that's misplaced. And secondly, it's misplaced. Why the fuck would you get on the side of your neck?
That looks like aside from it's the wrong color palette, but that looks like the big bad in SWAT Cats.
Yeah, it does. It looks like did you ever see the biker mice from Mars?
Yeah.
It looks like the Biker Mice from Mars logo too, at least from this angle. Ugh, you
I'm, gu-
fucking idiots.
I'm guessing this guy wasn't critiquing Cody's tat.
Of course not. Cody Rhodes was paying a fucking arm and a leg and a neck to get his tattoo done.
There you go.
What's this? Let's see. Oh God. Oh God. Why? Who the fuck is
He's
this?
a real fan, Tat.
My dude, you don't need to be a man of your word. Why do you have fucking Quail Man on your tattoo sleeve? Like, no, you know who that is? That's Rin. What's the name of that? The dude with the. That's Lemillion. Motherfucker got Lemillion on his arm. Oh.
That's hilarious.
Why did you get Lemillion? My Hero Echo, what the fuck you doing, kid? Oh my God, people are so fucking dumb. Cody Rhodes, you fucking dumbass. You shouldn't judge other people for the decisions they make. Well, then don't make big decisions that make you look dumb.
Like, I know you were mad you couldn't bring Pharaoh out on your interest anymore, but you didn't have to take it this far.
Right? Like, let's just... Oh, God. I feel like there's going to be a list coming soon for me. Just a list of the dumbest thing Cody Rhodes has done. I
Wait a minute.
I love the guy. I think he's such a good wrestler. But fucking Christ, he is dumb as a box of goddamn rocks. I'm going to bring my dog out and have pyro. That's stupid. Why would you do that? That's stupid. It turns out it's a stupid idea.
Oh. Damn it, Chad. It's not Roman numerals. He got a pirate ship on his chest with birds.
Yep, that's what it was. That's right.
Oh.
At least he's shaved his mustache. Wait, I know. When he shaved his mustache, the tattoo appeared. It's like an Indiana Jones thing. All he has to do is grow the mustache back out, and hopefully the tattoo will disappear. All right, so there was a pay-per-view event last night. I didn't see it, so I'm not going to comment on the quality, but I heard nothing but good things about most of the show. I didn't hear anything about the Statlander-Nyla Rose match, but I heard the Jake Hager-Dustin Rhodes match was a lot of fun. Darby and Sammy Guevara, for only being 5 minutes long, had fans excited, although I did hear a lot of criticism on Darby Allin for taking some bumps that literally killed the second La Parka. So, that's stupid. Don't do that. I didn't really hear much of the Omega Page Young Bucks tag team title match, so I don't know if that was any good. But everything else from MJF and Cody, Pac and Orange Cassidy and Moxley and Jericho, I heard nothing but rave reviews about. So, would you say that that's a fair assessment to how you would have graded the show?
For the most part, I mean, I was thoroughly surprised. I think Darby, and even with his suicide style, this is the only way you can really frame it. They probably had my second favorite match of the night behind the tag team match, just because the storytelling was just very thorough in the tag team bout. Even though I do think it went like 4 moves too long in terms of they kind of Ring of Honored it. But that's really the only criticism that I got of that match. I did not like the Jericho Moxley match. I thought it was long, plotting, kind of boring. Didn't feel like they meshed too well. The Nyla Rose Statlander match was forgettable, and they put them in the death spot because they got the spot after the tag team match, which went, it was half an hour, and then they put them in that spot, and then they didn't blend well at all. Like, it was, talk about Darby Allin, like they almost messed themselves up on several spots. So, but other than that, and other than this awkward, I don't know whose idea this was. I think it was the cameraman. Somebody must have told them. They did this thing because Jack Swagger came out, and that match was a good kickoff to the show.
You mean Jake Hager?
They did this thing. Yeah, thanks. Hager, and his wife was there
with his Hagermeisters.
Hagar, about to call him Hogarth from freaking Netflix MCU. Um, Hager when he kissed his wife, and they stayed on it like a damn Kevin Dunn shot. Like they just held it there like we was watching the beginning of a porno or something. And it's like, okay, stop. Like, what are you doing? Like, why do we got to watch this right now? So, but other than that, like I said, I did not like the main event match. I surprisingly didn't like hearing Downstate live. Um, yeah, Nyla Rose and Statlander was kind of forgettable. Uh, but other than that, I thought it was a thoroughly enjoyable show. Yeah.
All
So.
right. Some big news coming out of it. Britt Baker's now on the pre-show. Not even on the pre-show. She's on the dark match. Fuck you, Britt Baker.
Yay, you and the librarians or whatever in the hell, you stay there.
Yeah,
Read the people while you can.
Wait, what's that? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Like no, she can. They can read the people while she checks their cavities.
Hey, Britt, I totally whiffed when I was 17. I was trying to do a boot grab on a incline, and it didn't go too well. My inline skates they fun, but they dangerous. And I chipped my front tooth. It's right here. It's not that deep, or it hit the nerve. They're like, I don't know. Do you think capping it, or like maybe just yanking it and get an implant? Like, what do you think, Brett? I think it gives me distinguishedness.
Hilarious. She was like, "Why don't you stop being a deuce, Chad? Like, why don't you tell your boyfriend to get a trainer, Brittany?"
Firstly, she wouldn't be wrong in that criticism of me. I have been thinking about stopping my doucheness. The problem is, I found out I was born in Summer's Eve, so it's like I can't. Like, it's just stuck. Like, I am what I am. But Adam Cole needs a goddamn trainer because Flabby Cole, he's not doing it for anyone. Oh, and there's a service called Keeps, Adam. I'd look into it if I was you. No one thinks he's cute. He's not sexy. He's got the moves that make the girls leave. I gotta figure out the rest of the song. But that's pretty much, he's not a sexy boy. Not a sexy boy. He's just a chew toy. Chew toy. Yeah, instead of Sherry Martel going, oh, 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 it's just a squeak, just a chew toy going, squeak, squeak, squeak. I'm a fucking genius. Someone sign me. Evil Uno and Dark Order. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson defeated SoCal Uncensored. This is only relevant for one reason, because one of them, I want to say it was Stu Grayson, tweeted out at exactly midnight when Matt Hardy's contract expired, something like the leader's near, or something like that. So, further hyping up the possibility that it could be Matt Hardy. There's also a rumor that it might be Raven, which would be awesome. Part of me, Matt Hardy to AEW makes sense, especially if he's going to be more of a mouthpiece. But part of the thing I want people to realize about AEW is they have a lot of signed talent that are not doing anything now. So, I would either start releasing some of the younger talent that you signed, or stop signing so many older talents. Because, that's what happened to WCW, and that's what's killing WWE right now, is having too much people to work with. Like, you got to know how to use them.
Again, me and Chad got wacky brains. If I'm in this situation, I'm going meta, and I'm making everybody think it's Matt. And the leader debuts, it's Maxwell.
Maxwell Hardy. I love it. Let's do that. Youngest mouthpiece ever. Jake Hager defeated Dustin Rhodes, I assume by ankle lock. It's a submission.
And no, it wasn't by submission. It's the arm trapping the head in the arm. But
oh, okay, the triangle choke. Yeah.
Yeah, standing up. But
oh, okay. Yeah, he's used that to finish his 2 actual fights in Bellator. So that's Kind of some nice synergy. Darby Allin defeated Sammy Guevara. Kenny Omega and Adam Page retained the titles over the Young Bucks. Nyla Rose defeated Chris Statlander. MJF with Wardlow defeated Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson and Brandy Rhodes. Pac defeated Pac defeated Orange Cassidy with the Best Friends by submission. I heard a lot of people were really into this match. Was Orange Cassidy? Did he live up to the hype?
Yeah, he went off. He started with his nonchalantness. He's, they calling him the king of sloth style now.
You know what? That's not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's not. Like, I don't want to give that schmuck so much credit, but like that ain't bad.
That schmuck. I love it.
Schmuck. We're trying to go a different direction on the show. Like, I'm no longer going to go super hardcore into the swearing. Like, jerk, dork, schmuck. Like, these are the words y'all need to get used to.
Like dweeb, plebeian, ne'er-do-well.
Exactly. Exactly. Ruffian, a roustabout, a goon. There's so many words you can use.
But if you feel like it really calls for it, pissant.
Oh, Marcus. How dare you? It's so offensive. And I just want someone to go, it's not pissant, it's pissant. Okay, you croissant. Shut the fuck up.
Get out of here, neighbor boy.
Neighbor boy? Oh,
neighbor. Dude from freaking My Hero. It's pissant. I'm like, you take your pissant and your navel laser and you go.
Navel boy. Let's start calling people navels. Yeah, navel. Are you mispronouncing Neville as in current AEW superstar Pac? No, shut the fuck up, navel. You outie. Fucking gross. Outie. And Mox wins the title by defeating Chris Jericho. Jericho's apparently going on tour with Fozzy for a little while, so that explains why they decided to do the title change now. Truthfully, I feel like it's serendipitous. Like, there are times when you make a decision where, like, all right, you're doing it to do it because of certain situations, and that seems to be part of the play. You know, Jericho's going on tour, you need to move the belt. But I also feel like Jericho's had it long enough to establish it. The guy he's dropping it to is the right guy to do it. So, like, it's all just kind of coming together, and I think that's the reason why this title change works. Although I am not liking the gear that he wears. I wish he would use his New Japan gear more often.
From Moxley?
Yeah.
Or Jericho?
Moxley.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, because he's still the U.S. champion, isn't he?
I think he is. Is he a double champ? Is he champ Moxley? Champ huge balls?
Moxley 2 belts?
No. Much like I banned Ron Killing's Got, I am banning 2 belts. Fuck that noise. Yes, he is still the current U.S. champion of New Japan. Fucking Marcus, man, 2 belts over.
Good. Life is good with a lot of frequent flyer miles, I'll tell you that.
Right. And you know what? He's away from Renee Young a lot, so I imagine that when he comes back home to see her, they're just super happy to see each other. And I'm being very PG in what I mean by super happy. Because, you know, they say distance makes the heart grow fonder. So that's got to be, you know, like, I'm sure it's not great for their marriage, but I'm sure Renee's super fucking happy with Moxley. Because she's like a goddamn fucking 14-year-old girl on Twitter whenever he does something. It's adorable, actually. You know? The only time she's not is when he's, like, bleeding out of the face. Because didn't he have, like, a big match recently where he was, like, bleeding profusely?
I'm sure he did. I mean, that's a safe bet, if any there was one.
Yeah, that's the only time she's not very positive on social media about Mox. She doesn't like to see her man bleed.
I mean, look. Yeah, I mean, look, man, that's your spouse. You got to come home to him. I mean, it's already dangerous enough when you're not doing unnecessary stuff, you know, like being power bombed on the damn grand piano. But
One
yeah, I
would say
mean,
that
you
that
got
move's a grand gesture, if you will, Marcus. Getting powerbombed on a grand piano. It's a grand gesture right there. I'm gonna see myself.
it takes hitting a high note to a completely unnecessary level. Um, but yeah, life has to be good. Besides the distance and him almost killing himself when he's in the mood, distance makes your heart go fonder. I mean, I imagine that's two really good incomes coming to that household. Both of them are in places they want to be and happy in what they're doing. I would imagine she had to be the bright spot on a lot of days when he was in that company, taking crappy creative and just almost probably running his head through a wall from what he had to do. But yeah, yeah, I would imagine it's probably the best time that they've in terms of being together. Like I said, minus the distance, because nobody wants to be away from each other like that. But yeah, it's better to be happy and working than the alternative.
Well, I'll tell you what. So I'm going to just preface this by saying this. You know, you look at some women as a dude or as a gay chick, and you're like, that chick is hot, right? You just have this natural affinity for liking what you like. Like the girl who played, what was her name? Kumi in, nah, I'm sure that's not her name. In Karate Kid 2, what was her name? Hang on. Kid 2. What was her name? We're going to just look up the actress. God damn it! Why
Yeah,
are you not where I need you to be?
it's funny. I can't reference the actress or the face because it's been years since I've seen that movie. But this new generation Karate Kid,
Oh yeah,
um,
they got
the daughter,
some lookers, man. I tell you what, Kumiko,
yeah, and Moon, yeah, yeah,
Kumiko Tamlin Tamita. That's who I'm thinking of. Like you just see someone and you go, I like her. Right? It's
yeah,
that Neanderthal brain. I like her. You got the heart beating out of your chest. So I say this because, I don't want to slander someone because, different strokes for different folks. I don't find Renee Young attractive. That's fair. She'd see me and go, eh. That's fair. But my point is that when you have someone that you find attractive, like Mox finds her
yeah,
attractive, and you work with her, and you're in a miserable place work-wise, to have someone you find so attractive and that you're in love with and that makes you feel all the things you need to feel to be happy in a relationship, it makes the suck of the work a lot easier to deal with. If I found someone that I'm super into, super attracted to, and she's everything I need emotionally, man, I could work through anything because I know what I'm doing it for. And so I give Mox credit for working it out as long as he did. And let's be honest, more
yeah.
than likely Renee Young is leaving that company soon. Like you just feel it that she might be heading to like ESPN or AEW or something. Maybe she'll do work with TNT or Turner Sports. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's anything's possible. Um, I would definitely, I might be feel as strong as you do about that had they kept on commentary,
Yeah,
because I think she was as being there as we was her being as we were with her being there. So yeah,
she's very good in a host role. I feel like she's able to, pass the conversation off as needed, because that's something that you don't
yeah,
realize as a play-by-play guy, as a host. Your most important job is to keep things clear to the audience and to bring in the other conversationists into the discussion so that everyone has a voice, but also to keep things in check when, say, you have two combative personalities going at it. Your job is also to calm them down, shut them up, and get things on track. Susie Colbert does that really well for ESPN. Rachel Nichols does all right. The chick who does it with Stephen A. and what's-his-face, Max Kellerman, was fucking terrible at her job. She's garbage in that role. But cable news likes pretty women doing pretty things, so she's not going anywhere anytime soon. Plus, she's married to Jalen Rose, so, attractive
just like you do
nepotism.
the math.
You don't even need to do the math. I'll fucking tell you. Jalen Rose is too viable to ESPN to risk losing Molly McQueen or McQueen or McQueef or whatever her name is. I didn't mean it like that, but we'll roll with it. I think putting the belt on Moxley is the right move. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see what he's going to do with it. Like, this is his opportunity to prove that he was misused as a top guy in the WWE. Will he step up or will he ship out? We'll find out. Who would you want him to work with next? Like, so let's just assume Jericho's going on tour tomorrow. Who do you think would be a good person to pair Mox with in a main event scene? Neck tattoo boy?
Oh, neck tattoo. No, I'm good. I like Cody, but I'm kind of good on him, and I'm kind of glad they got that out the way early about him being in a situation where he could always get in the main event. Now he's literally created a scenario where he can't.
For now.
And it feels like the Bucks have done that as well. Um, let's see who to put him with. Because he is the face, despite his thing. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, even though actually he just took the win. I like to see the Bastard step up.
You know, that would be, I think, a fun combination. I don't know stylistically how well they're going to work together. Because Mox is one of those 80s throwback grifter style guys who's just going to grind you out, while Pac is one of the most athletic human beings we've ever seen. You know, it's him, Will Ospreay, Ricochet. You know, they're in like an elite level of athleticism. This white boy can dunk. But when I look at that, I don't know if that's a matchup that I think works well stylistically. But I also don't know that it doesn't. I don't think I've ever seen the two wrestle one another. So that would be something that I think would be needed to see. And if Pac kind of brings more of his more brutish submission style, I think that might work with Moxley's more brawling style. I think I'm hung up on Pac during his WWE tenure where he's just a high flyer. Because I got to remember now, like, he's done a lot of submission work since he's come over to AEW. So I got to remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I can check myself, people.
Like I said. Yeah. Chad is so measured.
I'm nothing if not self-aware.
That you are, my friend. That you are. Yeah, because he's the face. Yeah, like I said, he's the face, so he needs a good heel. I mean, I would imagine this MJF thing is going to stretch out, but I could easily see him trying to step up. I mean, even more so than that. And like I said, I think because I said before on here that I've not been the biggest fan. I'm just not. I get it with Darby Allin. It's just hard for me to be a fan because of his style. But him and Guevara really made me look at them differently last night with that match.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see Sammy stepping up just because he's the guy that just thinks he thinks he's the poo anyway, even if he's been on a losing streak. And then I can see him trying to step up in the absence of Jericho or something like that, or even Hager.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I think his stuff with the inner circle is far from done just because Jericho's out of the picture. Who, again, this guy has to have the sweetest layout in wrestling besides, I guess, Brock Lesnar at this point, just because of like so many different, the way he has the second half of his career set up is ridiculous. Like he gets to have a run he's had and then go off and do his band stuff and then connect everything. Like that Judas song may be more popular now than ever.
Yup.
It's ridiculous. And all that's from wrestling. Like he's not a guy that forgets where he come from or forget the base of everything he's built off of. It's wrestling and he's come back to it and reinvigorated himself and his entire portfolio based off of that. It's incredible.
I think the four names that I would go with for Moxley, I'm going to go in descending order of least want to see to most want to see. But I'm going to start with Pac as an incomplete because I'm not sure if I want to see that, but I'm not sure I would hate it either. Like I am unsure on that one. But I'll give him a nod because he is in the top echelon. So I'll give him like a 4-INC. 3, I think MJF. Doesn't have the name profile, but stylistically I think he works well with guys like Moxley. And I think, if you build him up correctly, because he just beat Cody Rhodes in his stupid fucking neck tattoo. So maybe someone like MJF will be able to parlay this into a run with Moxley in the main event, but not necessarily a main event run. 2, I would go with Jake Hager. He's a former world champion, former Oklahoma University. I don't know if he's a national champion, but he might have been. He's also one of the better workers on this company. He's got one of the biggest profiles in the company, and he's, with Bellator. So he's got a lot of cross-brand value with that. But ultimately, and it doesn't make any sense to do it now with how it's set up, but ultimately, if you had done this correctly, you would want to do Moxley versus Kenny Omega. But Omega's now in a tag team, and, here we are.
Yeah, he's about to get the. Feels like he's in the stage Cody was months ago when we kind of just waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yup. That's how it is. So let's move on. We got another title change that happened on the same night. For some reason, Ring of Honor decided to go and put the belt back on Rush, who defeated PCO to regain the belt. There was something to do with I don't remember. There was a third person in the match, and I forget who it was. But Rush will now defend the belt against him at another show. I don't know what Ring of Honor's doing. I really don't. So.
Yeah, same here. I've looked at some of the results and read them like, oh, this might be cool to watch. And for some reason, I just can't get over the hump to actually go and watch it. Even though some of the matches do look interesting. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was only a matter of time. I mean, I didn't think PCO would have it this long, but apparently he's had, something of a significant run. So I feel like it was only a matter of time before they took it off of him. So going back to Rush, I guess it's a nice lateral. Like I said, I've not watched enough to keep up with the relevance of these guys, particularly in the Ring of Honor sphere, if you will. So
Rush will defend the belt against Mark Haskins at an upcoming event. Remember Mark Haskins? He showed up in TNA in 2011 for like a hot minute.
So, oh man, we got introduced to so many people that year. Because that was when they did, I'm thinking like this open type of X Division match. Was that the year we also got introduced to Zema Ion, Mark Haskins? I think that might have been the first time I saw Jack Evans.
Yep, because that was also the year Low-Key and Austin Aries came back to the company.
Yep. Yeah. I'm remembering that. That was an Ultimate X match, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We have an updated Ring of Honor Pure Tournament. Let's see. Doug Williams, Jonathan Gresham, Alex Shelley, Rocky Romero, Mark Haskins. There's someone else that was just added to this, but I can't remember who it was. They're not as noteworthy, but they might be just as good. So I'm looking forward to that. Marcus, did you get to catch the return of Gut Check?
I didn't.
I would say it's interesting so far. So a lot of the guys I'm familiar with, because a lot of the guys are from OVW. What's his name? Clayton Gaines. They have these brothers that are they kind of look like the Usos, but with Predator hair. That's the best way I can describe them. One of them is the the heavyweight champion down in OVW. And they've been on a few Impact shows with like Twitch and the Impact Plus app. Excuse me. They're like the Khans, I think, Kahns, I think. They're pretty good. I like them. They got a great look. Tony Gunn's down there. So, and they also got this dude called Shogun. He's this big, heavyset black dude who seems to be the antagonist of this reality show. Like, how like every reality show has that antagonist? He seems to be that one. They described him early on as out of shape. But, he's also still getting into shape because he's dropped a lot of weight to get ready for this opportunity. And then he smashed some dude in the face, so they're questioning whether or not he can be a safe worker. So it's interesting. I'm enjoying it, or I enjoyed the first episode. But the funniest part is Johnny Bravo is like the Al Snow of this reality show, where he's just like barking at everyone. It's actually kind of hilarious because he's Johnny Bravo, and he's reaming this dude out for not getting up the right way. And he goes, "How long you been doing this?" The guy's like, 5 years. He goes, 5 years, and you've been getting up the wrong way for 5 fucking years. And I'm like, it's goddamn Johnny Bravo.
This is what Chad turns me into Esmeralda, like, stop right there. I'm in. Stop right Johnny Bravo's a pivotal part here. I'm in. This fool is one of the most entertaining parts on Impact. This dude is freaking hilarious, hitting on the freaking interviewer while kissing Taya's butt at the same time. Like this guy, like what they've done with this referee has been really a stroke of maybe perhaps unintentional genius.
That's very true. Did you just drop a Hunchback of Notre Dame reference on the show?
I did?
Did you? Is that what you meant by Esmeralda?
You talking about the interviewer chick?
No. You said you said something to the extent like you were like Esmeralda cutting me off, going, "I'm in."
Oh, no, I said Ezra Miller from Justice League when he was trying to get him into the.
That makes a lot more sense.
Like that's as soon as you said Johnny Bravo, I was like, stop right there. I'm in.
I don't have a lot of friends.
I don't have a lot. You might not like the movie too much. Remember it.
So, Colt Cabana signed with AEW. How do you feel about that?
Well, initially I'm just finding out now that you're telling me. Wow, okay, that's interesting. I thought he would stay. I feel like he's a better fit at NWA, but okay.
Money, man. Money makes people do dumb things. Like neck tattoos.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. I love how this is AEW's Nazi effort.
Yes. Yes, this is their Nazi fucker. Is the neck tattoos.
Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. I don't even see how he kind of fits. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him maybe if he has some interaction with the Dark Order, but I don't really have any liking for a Colt Cabana type in this AEW atmosphere. I actually think they've actually improved. In the new year, really found like they found some semblance of balance with how they wanted to kind of quote out that show from the hour start to the hour finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see Colt doing some stuff with the likes of the Librarian. Maybe come across a Sean Spears. What's his name? Kissy XO. What's his name?
Oh, Sonny Kiss.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss. Something in that realm, but I can't see Colt Cabana coming out and like jumping on Pentagon and Phoenix.
They need to break them up and let them be singles because you know what? Pentagon is a world champion main eventer on his own.
Funny enough, I was going to bring him up for Moxley, but at this point...
Literally forgot he was on the roster until you mentioned him. The AEW roster is so goddamn bloated. So, we've been on for about 50 minutes, and we're going to hit our hour mark. But to do so, we have to talk about one last story that's kind of sad, but, you know, we got to do it. Keiji Muto launched Wrestle One in 2013, I think, or 2012. And it has the greatest wrestling logo in the history of wrestling logos. Great name, Wrestle One. Like, everything about it worked. But Keiji Muto and Kaz Hayashi, former WCW wrestler, they have been unable to keep the company afloat for much longer, and they announced that after their next show that they will be closing up and going on a permanent hiatus. There is talks of a merger. There's talks of selling it. There's talks of WWE coming in using Wrestle One in its facilities or equipment, I guess, at that point, to do NXT Japan. But they're going to find out that working in Japan is a lot harder than working in Europe because fucking New Japan's got a lot of reach, and they'll fucking kibosh a lot of shit, man. I'll tell you what. But it's sad to see Wrestle One go because Muto left if I remember correctly, All Japan with quite a lot of talent. One of them being Saya Sonata, who now we just call Sonata. So he had all of the opportunities in the world. Partnered up with TNA when it was still TNA. Now it's Impact Wrestling. And they even had a joint Bound for Glory in 2014 together, where Muto and Tajiri were in the main event against James Storm and Sonata. It's unfortunate that that's come out that the company can no longer afford to keep going, and it's even more disappointing that Muto kind of said, and I'm paraphrasing, that the company never made a dime, that they were never able to get Wrestle One out of the red. So it's sad that this is happening, but I'm telling you what, if I'm an investor looking to bring a promotion somewhere, I'm buying the brand because that's a great fucking brand. Like, in terms of its aesthetics and its design, it's easily my favorite wrestling design in some time. I love everything about it.
Yeah, I didn't never caught a lot of Wrestle One, but I always appreciated that they was kind of like an alternative to like outright New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to compete with that juggernaut that it's become. But my fondest memory, one of my sad enough only memories, was when they did that combined show with Impact that year.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was during the time of the absolute, to quote some of my British brothers, absolute shite reign of one Magnus at the time, because that was one of the only times where he had a clean, straight up and down match and won.
Yep.
And it was actually good. And they had some. They just, I mean, like you said, the presentation was great. They had a lot of cool characters on that show. Actually, now I'm gonna see if I can find that show because it was actually a really good show. Um, but man, that's wild. Like, I feel like we seem like we're bringing this kind of stuff up every week. Like now, like years prior was like wrestlers dying off. Now it's companies.
Yeah. I mean, there is some hope in the wrestling landscape. Like, this gives Noah, who just got their third ownership group in 4 years, an opportunity to get some young talent, because Wrestle One had some really good talent. I retweeted a bunch of the names on the official NerdCorp Twitter account, NERDCORP. Go check it out. So it gives them an opportunity, and with the possibility that Josh Barnett might be wrestling in Pro Wrestling Noah, it does give Noah some strength with the demise of Wrestle One. The thing that also you should remember is apparently there's a lot of talks with Ring of Honor and MLW possibly landing on bigger networks at some point in 2020. I think I don't remember if it was Ring of Honor or if it was MLW. I think it was MLW was talking with Paramount Network or someone within Paramount, either to get on a streaming service or to get on Paramount Network's TV channel. If that's the case, that's good news for them. And of course, Ring of Honor is owned by Sinclair Broadcast Group, which is the largest independent television company in the country. So, they're as Wrestle One is dying off, and Shimmer is dying off. Not Shimmer, Shine, right? Shimmer, Shine. One of them is going away. Forget which one. I think it's Shimmer.
Yeah.
With them kind of stepping back, and Lucha Underground, rip. There's a lot to kind of be mournful about, but there's also great opportunity. The NWA is still looking to land on a major streaming service or TV network, and Billy Corgan's pretty gung ho about making it work somehow. So I'm sure he's in. OVW has landed on their own streaming service. And their partnership with Impact has been very fruitful. So at least it's not a situation where companies are going out of business left and right because the industry can't support it. Shimmer and Wrestle One just never had any financial backing, really. So, for Wrestle One to get 7 years and Shimmer to get, I think, like 6 or 7, that's still impressive. And hopefully whoever ends up getting the contents, the rights to those shows, because eventually they're going to be sold, I would imagine. Hopefully they can live on in someone's extended library. If I'm Impact, I'm making a deal with Wrestle One or what's left of it, and Shimmer to acquire all those shows to the brand. Make Impact Plus, even that much more efficient. So
Agreed.
So I don't know what's going to happen with the Japanese wrestling scene. I don't know if Wrestle One's going to turn into WWE's new long rumored NXT Japan. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully they sell off themselves to Noah or All Japan, which would be really ironic if they get sold off to All Japan, because that's literally who they broke away from in the first place. But you know, it is what it is, and you know it's unfortunate it's happening, and I'm sure Muto is very upset, but he's still wrestling, so I imagine he's going to keep wrestling and finding his next opportunity. It might be back with All Japan. It might be back with Noah. I don't know. Things are bubbling. We'll find out. Marcus, do you have any other things you wanted to mention before we call it a show?
No, nothing. Unless something came across the wire that was now irrelevant. By the way, that was, I don't know who put that clip together of freaking Macaulay watching Goldberg, which may be one of the most hilariously random tweets of 2020. Freaking Macaulay go, man, freak these WrestleMania tickets.
Right, like Macaulay Culkin of all
Oh,
people. Although he has
oh.
done some wrestling skits in the past. Because he was a part of that Wrestling Isn't Wrestling, if I remember correctly.
Now I just want this thing to turn into like something like just randomly huge, like Otis potentially building this whole storyline with Man in WrestleMania, which I hope it does. Um, like I want him to do now a skit video of him walking somewhere and then us on tape selling his ticket to the Wet Bandit.
That would be
That's
great.
mostly just for me. That's mostly just for me and Jack.
That would be fantastic. I'm looking through the wire and I don't see anything. Let me just double check this this one place and then Nakamura. We talked about that. Nakamura's tweeting out that he just wants to be happy or something to that effect, leading people to think, oh, he's unhappy in the WWE. Well, he signed a new contract, so kind of fuck him. Maybe he shouldn't have signed a new contract if he's really unhappy. So, you know, I'm just saying. So I'm just super saying that's about it for this week's show. Marcus and I will be back on Tuesday talking about more wrestling. We'll also update you on the NWA Power. I don't know when the Circled Squared returns. Do you know when the Circled Squared returns?
No, I don't. Have they even like said like what's the schedule on that gonna be? Like, is it bi-weekly, something like that, or bi-monthly or something?
Listen, Marcus, there's a lot of buy things I am, but monthly's not one of them. I took that line from Triple H in King of the Ring 1998. It's the only thing I remember about that show. China was sitting on commentary speaking in Spanish because she was fluent in Spanish. So she was with the Spanish broadcast group, and I think it was Michael Cole was like, "Hey, Hunter, China's over there at the Spanish announce table speaking fluent Spanish. Are you bilingual by any chance?" And Triple H responds, "Listen, Cole, there's a lot of bi things I am. Bilingual's not one of them." Wait, what? So
That's so sad. We went from that to closest thing we get to that now is a overreacted to joke about Paige. Jesus Christ.
oh, jeez. Fucking Paige, man. She depresses me. She does.
Not her boyfriend sure does. Or her boyfriends.
Wait, there's more than one now? Or are you talking about canonically throughout the history of her dating life?
Yeah, canonically.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Because I thought
like,
she had more than one
like,
at the moment.
like real-time DLC.
Right? Jesus Christ. So, with all that being said, we are done for the day. We are done for the night. We are going to sign off and talk to you on Tuesday as we review the NWA Power and the other bits of wrestling news. Swisher and I are back tomorrow at twitch.tv, actually on this Twitch channel, twitch.tv/WrestlingUnderground, as we talk about the XFL Week 4, which, by the way, I got to finish that assignment before it gets too late. Tampa and DC were still playing, so I didn't feel too much of an issue to finish it before we got on the air. So yeah, well, that'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're back for Making an Impact, assuming Zach is done packing and shipping his shit. So we'll see what happens there. Thursday, Marcus and I and Zach should be back for ComicCorp, but it might just be Marcus and I again. We will be tackling the next two arcs of the boys, so tune in for that. Then Friday, Chuck season 4, and Saturday we haven't picked a game yet, but there it is. That's our weekly lineup. So tune in, check out realnerdcorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com for all of your podcast needs, or you can download the Podbean app to your mobile device and find us on the Podbean app at Real Nerd Corp via the search bar. We're also on Twitter at NerdCorp, NERDCORP, on Instagram at RealNerdCorp, at RealNerdCorp. Marcus can be found on his personals at ParadoxKid, ParadoxKid.
That is me.
You can also find me on my personals at Chad Nerdcorp, ChadNerdCorp, on Twitter or on the Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. By the by, Marcus has a second podcast I almost forgot about. It's the True Penny Show at True Penny Show on Twitter, TruePennyShow.
Yep.
Did I miss anything?
No. We've not done this in a while. If you didn't like anything you heard tonight, gotta get something off your chest. Or you're just a douchebag that likes to send negativity to people at random. Where can they do that at, Chad?
I believe it's at King Baron Corbin on Twitter. Or is it just at Baron Corbin? Oh, what a pansy-ass motherfucker he is. Oh, I dislike that man on a personal level.
Yeah. You can send all that stuff at Baron Corbin WWE. Yep.
There it is. That's our complaint department. I'm sure the guy who runs it will get back to you in time. So for Marcus Green, I'm Chad Porto. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for giving us thanks for giving us a chance. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow, actually, to talk football. Yeah, that's it for us. With all that being said, watch more wrestling, and Marcus, take us home.
Good night, meat.